It is. We actually do a thing. 36 is the magic number. Before this, it was our hopes and dreams.
It was.
And now they're manifest.
The hopes and dreams are realized.
Mm-hmm.
I am Miko, aka Sandra, or the other way around. And today I'm joined by Aaron, as you can see. And we are without Valiant, Rowan, because rain happened in England and flooding happened. So he got flooded out.
This is literally a crazy story.
It is, yeah. There was rain, a lot of it, and a lot of flooding, and a substation got flooded, power went out, and he had to escape. So he's safe, but he's just not online because, power.
Yeah.
And things. So we're rolling just the two of us today, and hopefully Rowan will be back with us next week. So that's us in a nutshell, quickly. What have you been up to this week, Aaron?
Basically, as far as Guild Wars 2 goes, I've been doing more story run-through. Because, listen, guys, the skin rewards are real in the story. So I'm doing it on every character. That's my main goal right now. I'm on run-through number 4.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, and it's pretty short, though. So it's not that unreasonable. It could be done a lot faster if you could skip all the talking bits that you already know about. That would be great for subsequent playthroughs.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get an exalted skin per run, you get a chak skin per run, you get one of the leyline armors, you get one of the bladed pieces. It's super awesome for accumulating free Heart of Thorns skins, and you get a choice of one of the new stat set weapon stat boxes for armor. So I've been picking up the Viper set every time because that's not fun to craft.
No, you're basically doing what I'm doing. I'm not on run through number 4. I'm on run through number 2, but I'm doing it slower because I just haven't had time to log in as much because I've been so busy with work. So I'm still trying to get through the Sylvari story experience of Heart of Thorns, and I think I told you last time that I've been rusty on Engineer. Engineer sucks, man.
Engineer's the best.
I know. I used to love it, and now I'm like, what has happened? I'm like, I suck at Engineer now. It's so bad.
I ran through it on my Engineer. That went well, except for the fact that guys. So the burn phase in the last mission where you got to stun the big boss and hit it with everything you got, right? And then it 10 times is your damage, because that's a phrase people use.
Yeah.
So that doesn't work for condition damage. So if you're full condition damage, that part takes 10 times longer than it should.
Yeah.
And it amazes me because they've had burn phase mechanics like this multiple times in the game, and none of them double condition damage, and it blows my mind that they haven't figured this out yet.
Well, this is the thing, because the condition cap got removed, but vulnerability is still stacks at 25. And so I've been really sad at this because I want to see vulnerability go up. Now, it probably would break things and make things melt, but I still want that cap to go up. 25, you hit it so fast. And for things like raids, I can imagine that it would be helpful to have more than 25 when you've got health sponges to deal with.
But yeah, so I was doing the last mission on my Engineer, which was my 3rd story run through, and since that phase took so much longer, I got to the 5th, my 5th time through this phase, finally was about to beat the boss, and I disconnected. So if that hadn't happened and they had programmed that burn phase correctly to where it accounted for condition damage, that probably wouldn't have happened to me. So that should be fixed.
Yeah.
That wasn't fun.
No. Well, I don't know what it is. I think I just need to find a new build that works with my current playstyle of...
What are you running on your Engineer?
I don't know. I've got grenades, and I'll swap into the fire thing. The fire gun.
The flamethrower.
The flamethrower, thank you. My god. The brain.
God, I mean, I play with dual pistols, and I don't use any kits at all, and have elixirs on my bar.
Mm-hmm.
And people say that's really bad, but A, dual pistols are really good now for condition damage because they got buffed to all hell. And then B, elixirs are amazing for boons and also for condition removal.
Well,
so
I used to run a lot of elixirs. I used to run just basically pistol, like you are doing now, elixirs and pistols. So I still have the pistols, but I'm more in the kits now, and I don't know. I just need to figure out a stat combination that works better for my playstyle, which now is bad.
I'm playing Rabbit on my engineer. I like Rabbit a lot, but I don't like any of the kits. I don't like them. Like I hate the playstyle involved with all of the kits. I don't like them.
Well, see, the thing is that what I did was I was running through the latter part of season 2 chapters because I'm like OCD and I have to like make sure that the character's gone through all the way through, and the Glint's lair was just annoying.
That is an annoying mission because the boss fights involve not actually fighting, so that's not fun. Yeah, like the first time going through that lair, I was like, okay, that was awesome, and then the second time through, I'm like, this is not anything I ever want to experience again.
Yeah. It's major sadness for me right now, just because, well, Glint's Lair is usually one that I handle okay on other classes, but for, Engineer, it just was... I was left with trying to get the last Vortex Crystal to explode at the last boss, and he had, like, one little pip of health. And I was like, really? Really?
Yeah.
Just die. So, yeah, and then I gave up after that, and I switched over to my Sylvari Warrior. So we'll see how that goes, because I haven't played that in a while.
Oh god, I'm awful at Warrior. I haven't brought him into HoT yet.
Yeah,
that's going to be a disaster.
I'm fully expecting this to go just as badly, and that I'll probably end up tome leveling a new character on a class that I like and play well, and just to finish that out to get my OCD-ness under control. So we'll see what happens.
On the upside, I did hit 14,000 achievement points this week, so that was cool. There was a chest, and the chest wasn't nearly as exciting as I always expect them to be. I always expect them to be super exciting, and then it's like, oh yeah,
What did they give you, like 2 gold?
They give you like 2 gold and some karma.
Yeah.
And some laurels and like a blueprint for World v World.
I know. I like
it's pretty lame.
I think it's like the 500 and then like the 1,000 mark that are the big ones. I'm creeping up on 10,000, so I'm like itching for that gold and like
the 10,000
gems.
Yeah, the 10,000 every 5,000 you get those gems, which is
nice.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
But I got one of the Zenith skins, and I'm over those now. Like I don't need them anymore because I have good skins. So. Because all those are for is like, listen, if you don't have any good skins, throw this on. But none of my characters need those, so I picked up like the Trident or something. Because when I don't need a skin from a set and I got a free pass, I always get an underwater one.
Oh, that's good.
just to expand my underwater arsenal. So yeah, that was my Guild Wars 2 week.
Oh, right on. Well, there you go. As Sekuso asks if we've killed or fought any raid bosses yet.
Not a one.
Not a one. We're bad.
Yeah.
Rowan and some of our other team, like Taz, Joe, they're the raiders in our group, and they've been doing well. They were at Gorseval, and they had him down to like little smidgen of health, and something happened and they wiped. That was Friday.
See, I can never remember that dude's name. I always just call him Gilgamesh in my head.
Yeah. Well, like their first time through, they got him down to 10% of the first run.
Wow.
And so this was like their second time at it. Because they only do like twice a week they raid. So that group is pretty good.
Yeah, it definitely shows that, the word is kind of getting out on how to beat the bosses, and they're winding down in difficulty just because people are starting to know and have the proper party comps their first time through and stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Oh, the other thing that I did this week in game was I got my Artificer to 500 finally, which was painful in the gold department. But thank goodness I had a couple of dies that were in my bank that I could sell and kind of recoup my losses. But yeah, but I have started the slog for an Ascended Scepter so that I can raid.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I'm missing a couple of things. I've got to go in and get some. I've got to go farm in Auric Basin and get some more currency to get one of the inscriptions. And,
Yeah, I've kind of thrown all my eggs in my Knight's Guardians basket for raiding because he's full ascended on everything.
Yeah.
And so I hope that's moderately viable. I mean, I think you can tank with a Knight's Guardian. It might not be the most optimal thing in the world, but I think it will work okay for tanking.
Well, you had that problem with that last boss fight in the HoT story that he just wouldn't die because you were too tanky.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't know how raid comps are changing right now. The last I heard, you ran with like a tank and a healer and then all DPS. And
some tension. Yeah.
Knights is probably one of the highest DPS tank sets. Soldiers is probably comparable, but probably not quite as high damage, but a little more tanky.
Yeah, I'm going in on my Reaper. So I've got to play through the story to get the Vipers boxes because I don't want to craft that when I can get it for free.
Yeah.
So I got to take another like 5 characters through to get the full set, but.
But then you're going to need armor and weapons and trinkets.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. She's got a couple ascended trinkets, and she's using Twilight, so she's good there. She'll have the scepter, the ascended scepter.
Is Greatsword meta for raiding for Reapers?
I don't know, but it'll be meta for me. No, there is one build that's out there, a vampiric build. But if not, I'll do the scepter and staff, I guess. Is another one that was pretty good. Scepter, dagger, and staff.
That's what I run on my Necro, Scepter, dagger, and staff. Bleeds. Just bleeds.
Yeah, for the bleeds.
Oh, and I love, like, I know I've said this like a billion times, but I love that fear ticks damage if you trait for it.
Yeah.
It's so amazing. It makes staff so much more viable.
I know, it's fun.
Yeah.
Fun stuff. Alright, so, let's get it. We were just jabbering along here. We've got Gemstore news. Now, since we were not on last week, we streamed instead. Aaron and I streamed instead. Because Rowan was sick. Rowan's got a lot of stress happening at this moment. But so we've got the Bandit Sniper Pack came in a couple weeks ago. The mini Sabbatha. We had this discussion.
I've been saying Sabbatha. I've been hearing Sabbatha. So
I just keep seeing it and saying Sabitha.
I think Sabbatha sounds better, so I will say.
There you go, Sabbatha. The Immortal. Let's see. The Bandit Sniper Pack included a second Immortal weapon skin of choice. 2,000 gems. What I noticed last night when I was in game was that they're running some silent promotions right now that they haven't been like tweeting out about. So get yourself in and check that promotions tab because there's some stuff on sale. The Slayer's outfit came in this week. Now, I think you were the one that was saying that you liked. Yeah. I'm checking our stream quality here. It seems like it's gone down. I'm not sure if we're actually broadcasting or not. Are you still up on our... is it still up on your side?
Well, I'm refreshing it here.
Yeah, I'm refreshed as well.
It looks like we still have viewership.
Yep.
Still reading live. Yeah, we're good.
All right, good. Okay. So that's Gemstore. And the Wintersday weapons are back. The Winter's Bite weapons are back. Those are both available for 2 Black Lion tickets.
Those look so bad.
No, I like the Winter's Day ones, the original ones. And I had some of the Winter's Bite ones last year. I have the greatsword, so that when you like wield it, it's got like the little snowflake trail up, and it's got it. And I've got the short bow.
Oh man, those aren't fantastic, but they're better than the snowflake glider, which is just silly.
Well, that is Shaman data mined that, and that's coming in. It's actually you can preview it in the glider skin section, as well. I like it. I think it's cool that it trails snowflakes. It's a good Winter's Day thing, like thematic, as you're talking about.
I don't know. I never really I usually like Halloween stuff because Halloween is usually pretty metal, but I don't really like other holiday stuff in video games. It's usually silly and disconcerting, and it's a big disconnect from the game world for me. I don't like silly things in my game. I don't like it.
No. I think went down for a short while. Oh, yep. I'm not sure why. I'm refreshing on my side, and my bandwidth's not being eaten up, so that's good.
We're still live on my end.
Yeah. Okay. Shaman said that in chat that it went down for a little bit, so hopefully that won't happen again. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened.
Yikes.
Because it doesn't say that I've dropped any frames or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, continuing on. Oh, and there's new dye kit, the Winter Chimes dye. I was not really thrilled with these.
Listen. So with the dye kits that all come out, there's so many shades of each color now that it's really hard to come out with like unique dyes that look so different from another dye that they're actually worth getting. Usually it's like, okay, that dye for 400 gold looks good, but this one for 4 silver looks almost as good, and it's like 0.00001% of the price. So I think I'm going to go with that one.
Yeah.
They're not worth the absurd RNG to get the new dyes. They're just not.
Yeah, there's that. I just wasn't... I thought that they were all very similar. Like, I don't know, they were all kind of in the same sort of hue spectrum, I guess. And it just, I don't know. I found that a bit surprising because they're usually pretty good at like dropping in dyes from different spectrums. So it's like, I don't know. So that's why I was just kind of like, eh.
I never go after the new dye sets that come out just because I'm happy with all the dyes I have in my characters. The only one that came out that I was interested in was the Shadow Abyss dye because it's noticeably darker than Abyss.
Yeah.
But I just haven't gotten around to forking over absurd amounts of gold for that yet.
Yeah.
It's pretty far down on the list of things I want to fork over vast amounts of gold for.
Yep. Well, I don't know. Dyes are out there. Get them while they're hot, I guess.
If you're one of those people that's like, I need to have every dye filled out.
Or if you invest in dyes, because I will get the new dyes, the gemstore dyes, to invest and then sell on the trading post, because that's how I roll.
All the RNG though, like
But see,
look at the amount of gems you spend on them trying to get them, you'll lose money.
My RNG is actually, I'll usually get at least 1 or 2 of the rares of the new dyes. Because for some reason, I get my RNG is in the Black Lion chests instead of like exotics.
I don't know if I'm shelling out money on the gem store, I'm doing it for a guaranteed item. I don't shell out money for RNG.
Yeah, well, I guess because I usually get one, I'm just like, well, it's alright. It's only whatever 450 or I don't know. I don't know.
It's like $5.
Yeah,
basically.
You know, hey. It gets me stuff. It helped this week. I will say that when I was getting that artificer up to 500. Anyways, so some other stuff that Shaman data mined for us, the Wintersday wreath backpack. Have you seen this? It's a wreath with a red bow.
That was an eye roll I gave you.
And it's gonna go on your back.
It's
very festive.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
And I will have it because Christmas. I usually will go silly crazy and dye my character's armor green and red for Christmas.
Oh God.
I'm one of those people. Yes.
Actually, Veldar Kaithana in chat. I hope I said your name right. I didn't. In chat brings up the good point that icing dye on metal armor looks pretty good.
Yes.
I use icing dye on my Revenant's metal armor, and it does look very good. So nice. you would be correct.
I got one. I got one to drop this week, and I sold it, and it was nice. It was good. Hey man, it's investments. Yeah, that is a nice dye. I think I actually already have it unlocked. That's probably another reason why I sold it.
I have to admit I got it on the TP because I was like, okay, that looks good.
Yeah.
So I may have lied about my dye preferences there. But for the most part, I don't care for the new dyes that come out.
Well, you know that for Thanksgiving week, since we weren't around, did you get any of your free stuff from ArenaNet?
I got one of them because one of them is actually useful, but I didn't get the bank's access because I don't use those ever. Because banks are easy to get to because waypoints. And I didn't get, what was the other free one? The merchant, I want to say. Was it a merchant or a trading post?
Is a trading post merchant.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Booster, transmutation charge, and an item booster. So
I got the boosters and the transmutation shards. I didn't get the other 2 items because those are just clogging up my inventory.
Mystic Forge Stone. This is something that I have a plethora.
I think I grabbed that too.
I have a plethora of those in my bank, and I can never figure out, like, I've even gone to the wiki to see what recipes that they will be useful for, but I'm never able to, like, use them.
I keep them around for Mystic Salvage kits.
Oh, okay. See, there
it's
you go.
three per Mystic Salvage kit, so that's what I keep those for.
All right. I'm going to have to start using that. Thank you, Senpai. You're always giving me good tips.
So here's the deal. I've told you about the Mystic Salvage kit like 3 times before, and every time you were like, I didn't know about that.
No, I when you wrote your Silver Waste guide, I found out about, that's when I learned about the Mystic Salvage kit. And so I actually have a couple. I just always forget the thing and always have to go back to your...
You forget the recipe?
Yeah, I always have to go back to your guide to get the recipe. So, but I'm starting to remember it now. Yeah. 2.5 stacks of those. Yep. That's awesome.
I keep a Mystic Salvage kit in my bank for all my characters to salvage their rares with, and then I keep my Black Lion kits for exotics, and then everything else I use basic salvage kits for, because I refuse to buy gem store salvage kits.
Yeah. Well, I'll get those to drop out of the Black Lion chest. Not so much lately, though.
Oh God.
That number. So I've got a good selection of Black Lion salvage kits. Hey.
Yeah, I think I have one left, but I had because I've been doing the story, so I've been getting all those story exotic rewards, so I've had to use a lot of my Black Lion kits recently.
Yeah, it works. Okay, so you got some PvP Pro League came in this week, and this is a thing. So you can take us through this because you know more about this than I do.
Basically, I was just kind of vaguely following the news with the PvP League launch, and the things that stood out to me about it was the serious issue with the dishonor system, where from what I understand, and like I said, I loosely followed this news, I just thought it was worth bringing up that when someone in your party, say they get disconnected, for example, and they come back with dishonor, right? That goes to your whole team. So your whole team gets dishonor, which is basically a penalty from when you can enter your next match. And that's I think they said it was a bug. It's not supposed to be how the system works. It's just kind of sucks that made it through testing, because that's a pretty big deal. But yeah, so I'm assuming they're going to fix that pretty quick, because that's not good, especially when this is the Pro League and it's supposed to be competitive for prizes and tournaments. So I imagine that's going to get fixed pretty quick. And then the other thing was match fixing. People are basically abusing the ladder, the way the ladder works. They're basically tanking matches that apply to their actual skill level so that they can get bumped down to fight easier matches. And apparently you don't have to tank too many to be able to sit at lower tier matches for a while. So that tactic is an easy way to build your rank fast. And that's a big problem. Maybe not build your rank fast, but get rewards fast. Right. And that's a problem. So essentially this is match fixing, and it's against the terms of service, so you might get banned if you're doing this. So if anyone out there is considering doing this, don't do it. You could get in trouble. You could get rolled back, you could get banned, all sorts of stuff like that. So don't do that. And yeah, that's the debacle with leagues. Apart from those 2 things, I think people like them though. I think people are happy with the way PvP is going with leagues. Yeah. I haven't played any though, so.
I haven't either. I'm not a PvP person, but the thing that I noticed, the UI change, a little small UI change was the on their name plates they'll have a little icon that shows that they've made it onto the ranks.
That's cool. I always
Cool.
like. Yeah, I love icons next to the like. If I can get an icon next to my name, I love it. So makes me happy.
Yeah.
More icons.
Yeah.
Some people complain that it makes the character bar look cluttered. I don't think one extra icon is a big deal. I think if we have like 5, then we're
having
kind of getting into dangerous territory. But I think 2 is fine.
Well, at first I was thinking that they had changed the way that they were displaying the mentors.
Oh.
Because it's kind of similar. It's got that little eye or something that's in there. Then I was like, well, what's this? So I hovered over it and I was like, oh, PvP. So, yeah, I've seen several people on the times that I've been able to log in this week with those, which is kind of neat. It's a neat little vanity thing to kind of show off. We like showing off in-game.
That's the point of the MMO, people.
But you know what?
Show off.
What I thought was cool is some of the rewards that they've worked into the PvP. The new legendary collection for the Ascension backpack.
That is good look. That is a good looking back piece, but the back piece has got nothing on the glider skin. The glider skin looks better than the back piece.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't checked up on this too thoroughly, but I imagine it's got to be like absurd to complete this thing, right? Like you must have to be like pretty dedicated to even come close to getting this thing done. So I'm never gonna have it, is what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah, but it's good that they've given PvP players a legendary to chase as well.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah, I want the glider skin, but I know I'll never have it. So I just have to put that to rest and stop pining after it because I won't have it. Yeah. So because I don't PvP. Listen, I don't mess with that. I'm rank 11.
Better than me. I think I'm 9.
Yeah, I'm a deer. It's pretty impressive. I don't know when that happened because every so often I'll hop in with some friends and mess around, and somehow that resulted in deer over 3 years.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
The better you are, Dio says, the better you are, the faster you can get it. But even casual playing, you can get it eventually. It's kind of like the way that Guild Wars. That's like the philosophy, right?
Obviously your progression will go towards it no matter what. If that's what you're going forward towards, I doubt in my entire career playing this game, I doubt I'll play enough PvP to get this thing. Yeah. And apparently you have to be at least rank 20 to start getting it. So that's me out.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's good. But a couple other things came in with the Tuesday's patch, and there were a lot of quality of life fixes. Some silent animations came into the game for some of the legendaries.
Yes.
You were excited about this.
I am, because listen, I think it was the Dreamer, Flameseeker Prophecies, and another one. Kudzu, yeah. And I have the Flameseeker Prophecies, so I was excited because I was like, yes, we'll finally get footsteps, because that was something I'd been complaining about for a really long time. But it doesn't really apply to me anymore, because since then I've gotten Meteorologicus, which is a main hand weapon, and so it overrides my Flameseeker Prophecies footsteps. And the Flameseeker Prophecies footsteps look so good, and the Meteorologicus footsteps look like garbage.
Oh, no.
So what I want is a footstep toggle, like checkbox, for main hand or offhand footsteps.
That would be cool, because I know people are in game and they've got several legendaries. It would be nice to be able to select.
Yeah, come on.
Show.
ArenaNet, us dual-wielding legendary people need this checkbox. We need it. But there's also a draw animation on the Flameseeker Prophecies that poof sparkles, which is cool. And there's a skill usage animation on it, which is pretty neato as well. So I'm really happy with those changes. I don't have the Dreamer or Kudzu, so
Yes. Yeah. Well,
I heard from I have guildies who own both of those though, and they're really cool. So
yeah. I was seeing some of the stuff that they were posting on Reddit when it was discovered, and so it's neat to see that they brought it in, and kind of cool that they didn't say anything about it, just kind of like surprise. Yeah. My happiness is just being able to get on to the bouncing mushrooms when I've got Twilight equipped and just seeing it swirl around. I don't know. I'm happy. It's the shinies.
See, that's why you play a Guardian with one of those swords, because you can spin to win and you can Leap of Faith. It's amazing.
Yeah, when I switched over to my Sylvari Warrior last night, I was like, you know what? I should skin this greatsword of his with Twilight just because. And I'm like, well, let me not do that yet. Let me see if I'm gonna like stick with him for a while.
I was gonna say you can't double up on skins, even your legendaries. You can't do it.
I know. It's terrible. And the Gift of Fortune can now be salvaged into its base materials, and that was something that they'd promised before Heart of Thorns.
Into what materials?
Into their base materials. So if
you can get all your stacks of
stuff back.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Because there were people that were stockpiling Gifts of Fortune for the new legendaries, and then they don't need it. So that's kind of nice that they're giving.
So that's like 1,000 gold down the drain.
Oh, I know, but at least you're able to get this stuff back.
Yeah, you can get it back now, so that's good.
So that's neat.
Just use it for one of the older legendaries, I suppose.
I guess, yeah.
You can get those underwater ones filled out.
Yep.
Actually, I have a friend who got one of the underwater ones. I was like, what are you doing?
They don't have footsteps, I'm sure. Or
I don't.
Have, like,
they might have like a little trail or
swim
something.
Trails.
Here's the thing: the spear and the trident are actually really cool, but they're underwater, so I just don't feel like they're worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, because most of the time you're on land. So,
yeah.
Right, so that's news covered. And let's get started into our main discussion. We've kind of waffled along here for a long time.
Listen. There's only 2 of us today. We need to bloat time.
We get off topic a lot.
We do.
Rowan's good at like keeping us on topic, but Aaron and I will just waffle.
That's what we keep him around for, guys.
Aw. You know when we did that 4-hour stream of your loot from Silver Waste?
Yeah.
4 hours, guys. Actually, it was like almost 5 hours.
And we just waffled the whole time.
We just talked the entire time. We went off topic so much.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
So, Heart of Thorns, we've been in it for now a little over a month. And a couple, I've been seeing people in the community, several people in the community, talking about either on Reddit or, just in guild chats or map chat even, about feeling kind of meh about Heart of Thorns now, or feeling burnt out. And I know this was, you'll keep seeing, threads periodically come up on Reddit about it. So, what are you thinking about that? I know that Shaman had tweeted about this, and they got taken over into Reddit and started a discussion there. But most of the complaints or frustrations, let's put it that way, that people have said is that there's no time for exploration because you're constantly at war. You need to complete metas in order to continue your progress, and so
get map completion, yeah.
Right, and so it's becoming kind of a taxi war. And I have noticed that, sometimes maps will just be empty, and you're just like, well, I need to finish this.
Yeah, I recently completed Orc Basin, and I only got some of the stuff underneath Tarir by the skin of my teeth, because a guildie was like, oh, we just finished Tarir, does anyone need the stuff underneath? And so you spawn in there, you're like, great, there's 3.5 minutes to go and get this hero point and these POIs. Yeah. I better be quick. And that was really annoying. Yeah. But I haven't done... the only map meta I've really participated in is Verdant Brink. I still haven't really bothered with any of the others, because it's like you said, it's a taxi war, and I don't I did that enough in Silverwaste, so I'm kind of over that now.
You're like, I want my fun back.
Yeah, I'm still enjoying map completion and unlocking story rewards, so that's kind of just still what I'm doing. So I feel like I'm still satisfied with the expansion and the progression it has to offer. But when I do go back to doing my map completion and getting through that, the gating with the map metas is really frustrating.
Yeah. A lot of players are saying, or some players are saying, that there's new endgame progression, but the content it creates isn't. Wait, what is it? Some players feel that new endgame progression and content creates an arbitrary sense of elitism.
I think that's based around the masteries. Basically, people who have a lot of time on their hands can grind out their 161 mastery levels, or 163 if you do rating, I believe it is, really fast. And then if you're like me and you don't have as much time lately to play the game, you're level 16. Yeah. So it can leave you feeling a little inadequate, but the fact is you're still level 80. You still have access. If you've got your elite spec unlocked, you still have access to all the same stuff they do. Right. The only difference is they can map complete zones, and you can't. That's literally it. Yeah. So, I don't know. It doesn't bother me that much. I'll have it eventually.
Yeah, one of the things that the comment that struck me the most is that a lot of people were saying that it feels like a race to see who can finish the content the fastest.
Welcome to an MMO.
Yeah, it's kind of like always been that way. But I mean, it really, I guess it's if you're paying attention to what other people are saying and you're feeling like that's putting pressure on you to finish.
Well, and trust me, it only feels cool because it's so early into the game. In a couple months, it's not gonna you're not gonna be in awe of those people anymore. You're just gonna be like, everybody's
the content is here. It's not like we're having to.
Yeah, it's new. Anywhere. It's new game syndrome. That's all it is. And some people can't handle it. Some people have that competitive bug, and they just don't have the time to support it, and that really irks them because their time management and the way their brain works are at odds. I'm over that, more or less. Like I said, I had my hardcore days in Guild Wars 1, and I'm done. I play a lot more. I play a lot, but I play casually when I play, so...
Right. Yeah.
I'm still definitely on board with Heart of Thorns. I'm not burnt out yet.
Yeah.
I have a lot of... I look forward to doing map completion, not just once, but on all my characters. So that's something that I do that I know pretty much no one else does.
Yeah.
So I definitely still have a lot of progression I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
And I know there's also those people who are just like, well, I want it now.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you've got to. It takes time. I mean, I know people blew through, core game and got to 80 and were like, oh well, there's nothing to do in this game. It's like there's a ton. I got a lot out of that game for 3 years, and I still get a lot out of it.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to go to my Revenant and just play the entire game on her. Just the whole game. I'm gonna play the whole thing, and it's gonna be amazing. And it's gonna be like 120 hours of my life. That's gonna be awesome.
And it'll be fun. One of the things is the grind. The grinding. A lot of people are saying grinding feels harsh because of diminishing rewards, and also masteries can be a bit of a grind once you start getting into the higher levels. I might get 19. And I think I've got to get 2 million something XP, and it's like, wow. You see a little bit of the bar fill up, and you're like, am I even making progress? I always have to hover over the little XP bar just to see where I'm at.
And there's I wouldn't say it's a problem, but it's a design decision that some people don't really care for with the mastery system, is that the only way to advance your Maguma masteries, more or less, is to do map metas. That's pretty much the only viable way to get those at any reasonable speed. I'm doing the story, for example, on all my characters. You get about 26,000 XP per story step, which is insignificant on your mastery bar for the amount of time it takes to do a story step. Yeah. And you may get about 400,000 to 500,000 XP per story run through each character. Yeah. Which is not even half a mastery point at a lot of the higher levels. So, and that makes sense story-wise, because the story steps are really easy. So if they were giving you 100,000 XP per run, that would be kind of broken. I don't know. I wish some of the more significant steps gave you more XP, and some of the less significant steps gave you that less XP. Yeah. But I would like to see more than 400,000 or 500,000 XP out of the whole story.
Yeah, activities if not locked also give a nice amount of XP, is what Shaman is in chat. And that is very true. I've heard adventures are really good for XP.
The problem is adventures are crappy content, so
it depends on if you like them or not. The adventures.
They're so insignificant and unnecessary, and they barely qualify as content.
They're like mini games.
Sources on them.
We had this conversation before about do we need mini games as part of a thing to.
No, it's a waste of development resources, and I hate them.
But at least if you like minigames, and there are people who like minigames and will repeat the content, at least it gives them something for their time that's not just, gold or meaningless blues and greens or, at least it's some kind of something.
Do you really just want to bang your head against a 2-minute encounter, hours on end to grind XP, though? That sounds awful.
Dude, you farmed silver waste for a year. What are you talking about?
That's not a little encounter that you repeat over and over again every 2 minutes, though. That's a whole map meta that takes anywhere from 45 minutes to.
But that's what you choose to repeat your playtime on. So
I know, and there's all sorts of different aspects to that. It's not just ley line run where you run a course and then repeat in 45 seconds.
Yeah, but whatever. To each his own.
I don't know. I think I think it was the wrong thing to dedicate resources to when developing the game. I don't think it was what anybody needed.
What surprises me is how, I guess what surprised me is that they will close down during when like in Verdant Brink, the whatchamacallits, the night cycle, they'll close out some of the adventures, and it's like, well, if you're going to put this content in, why are you going to lock them out?
Yeah.
Or lock them out through gating of mastery points.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a platform gamer, so adventures just don't really grab me.
Yeah, that could be why.
Yeah.
Shaman says it's always better than spamming looking for group for 10 minutes. At least you're doing something. True.
I definitely haven't really fought the LFG battle that everyone's talking about with the metas yet, so I haven't really reached that level of frustration.
Yeah. One thing that I noticed this week since I was replaying Season 2 is that your Mastery progress bar at the bottom, and I hope that this is a bug that they will fix, your progress disappears, so it looks like you have no progress and that you're gaining nothing. So I was like, great, I'm playing through these steps and I'm not gaining any XP.
Oh, wow.
At the end, it does say that you're earning XP, and when I did hover over it, I actually had been earning XP. So, but to see that disappear all of a sudden, you're just kind of like, what happened to my progress?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little scary for a little while.
Going back to the adventures, I think that with how lacking the story was, they shouldn't have dedicated precious resources to the adventures that they could have been putting toward the story. Because...
Well, the story, and we talked about this, the story felt short to us, and...
The story felt lacking in every possible department to me.
Well, I mean, we talked about how there were storylines that could have been developed that they didn't, or they chose not to, or were either edited out. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And so many questions still left unanswered from Season 2. So I'm looking forward to Season 3. We already had that podcast. I'm looking forward to more story and no more adventures. I don't even know where most of the adventures are. I think I bump into them. I think I've bumped into maybe 3 or 4, and then I go, oh, it's an adventure, and then I just keep moving on. I see an
adventure icon, and I roll my eyes, and then I keep going.
Well, that's the thing, is that I know an icon exists, but I wouldn't even know what to look for, because I just scan over it. The
only adventure I've ever done is Leyline Run. And
did you like that? No.
It was like I said, it was a 45-second encounter, and I got some XP for it. Mm-hmm. It was a waste of my time.
Well, there you go. So you can go choose to do something else then.
I will. I just wish they weren't in there.
Yeah. Some aren't even on the map. That's a good point, Shaman. And this is something that Taz told me about, our senior editor. There are adventures that are hidden. They're like not even marked on the map, so you gotta have to find them. Mm-hmm. So he's been working on that for us.
I'm glad they're not a part of map completion. That kind of makes them fine.
Yeah.
I was surprised that mastery points weren't a part of map completion, though.
I was surprised as well. Mm-hmm. One of the things, though, that, to go back to this point that exploration, there's no time for exploration because each map is basically a war. Mm-hmm. I think it depends on the type of player you are. I know that when I've jumped into the Heart of Thorns maps, I have felt compelled to participate in the metas, or at least run events, because at least, I don't know, I felt like I was getting progress. But I did feel this, like I wasn't able to explore and just kind of get to know the maps. But last week, when we did the stream for farming the hero points, all of the hero points in Verdant Brink, you said something that kind of really struck me. You said, let's just jump on this updraft and see where it takes us. Mm-hmm. And for some reason that hadn't, even though I know that the maps are all vertical, that didn't click for me until you mentioned it. And it's like, wait, why not just jump on the updraft and see where it goes, mm-hmm. and not worry about what's happening? Because we were going around just farming the hero points and jumping into events that were along the way, and we got like 200% map participation.
Yeah, we did.
Points, and it was like, I didn't even feel like I was participating, even though clearly the game said I was. So just being able to jump in and play, explore, run around and do what you want, I think it's still possible. maybe it's just not clicking with people.
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel like, oh my god, the meta's going on right now. I need to participate in this because it's happening now. And that's something I'll have to do eventually anyway. Mm-hmm. And it's the only way to get good XP here, so I have to do this now. Me, I don't have a problem being like, the meta. And just going and doing my map completion.
Right.
And I know like some people right now are losing their minds, like, you're ruining the event for everyone else, you're scaling it up.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
I'll do my map completion if I want to. But yeah, a lot of other people can't not participate because it's so key to getting those masteries advanced. And I think that feels stifling to them and restrictive.
I wonder if, I'm hoping that the sentiment will change, that people will feel like once they've got their masteries leveled and everyone's happy, that they don't have to grind anymore, that they can just explore and run around and ride the updraft, see where they take them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
These meta events are still at a point where we haven't quite nailed them down yet, to the point we had a Silver Wave sat where we could just, oh, you guys are doing the meta? Cool, let's finish it.
Yeah.
And you could just have a guaranteed finish.
Yeah, I think Auric Basin's getting better from what I've been seeing in map chat.
Tangled Depths, I think, is still lagging behind quite a bit.
Yeah. Tangled Depths is a map that frustrates a lot of people. It's not easy to navigate. It's the 4 layers, but it's one, we've got a writer on our team who's been spending a lot of time in Tangled Depths, and she just basically says, you know what, ignore the map. Ignore the map and just run around.
Yeah.
And she found some really neat things and, would ping me and say, hey, come and check this out. And she'd take me on a little exploratory thing. We found cool jumping puzzles that way. We found ways to get around the map without running into mobs, So, there's things that you find if you just get out of the I have to participate mode and just explore.
And Deo in chat says Verdant Brink is hurting because of raids. I don't quite understand what you mean by that.
I think maybe because Verdant Brink is where the raids start, so the meta, you never see it really progress to like the higher tiers, even though the meta will advance. But it's never like, when you get the higher tiers, you get the better loot, like in Silver Wave.
Yeah, because the raid zone, there's a portal to the raid zone. Is there no staging area for the raid that's a zone by itself? Is the staging area literally Verdant Brink?
I think so.
Okay, yeah, that's an issue then.
Yeah.
They should, the staging area for the raid should be its own zone. So, because that's a problem.
People hang out to get groups, so not enough numbers for the right people.
Yeah.
The night cycle is what Dio says.
Yeah, basically they're taking up too much map population space to be able to handle the event scaling.
Yeah, and I have noticed that the night cycle in Verdant Brink seem kind of like beta weekends, where it's like, where's the people?
Yeah, I haven't even entered the raid, so I was operating under the assumption this whole time that that Spirit Vale had its own isolated staging instance,
like
but I guess it doesn't.
Like the PvP
but I guess it doesn't. Yeah. So that sucks.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to address that. I would hope that they would, because when you've got a map of people that just want to play the map and get people into the map so that they can complete and progress, then yeah.
And the fact is, raid groups they're going to be standing around for 20, 30, 40 minutes waiting to go in while they all get ready. So they need a place to do that without hindering other people.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, give them a little raid lobby. Why not? What else did we want to say? Yeah, so that's kind of where I guess the thing that I'm taking from is I don't feel as compelled to play Heart of Thorns always. I'm still jumping into the Corteria maps. I'm still playing around and futzing about with other things, and I think that's how it maybe should be. I don't know. Or at least for me, that's how it should be. That the Heart of Thorns maps are there for when I want to play them. And I just kind of mosey along and just do my thing in game.
I've basically been being completely opposite. I've been in Maguma and nothing but pretty much since HoT launch. The only Corteria XP I've gotten is from doing guild missions every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And I've actually leveled the first tier of precursor crafting just off of doing guild missions every week.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, I've been in Maguma for the most part. Just because I have such limited playtime right now, that anytime I get in, I want it to be going towards those Maguma masteries.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I've been kind of jumping between the two. So, but I'm still, and my game time is not significant. I'm thinking I'm at mastery level 19, but that's just because I've been jumping around. So you'll get like this jump every 2.
I'm finally not the lowest master in my guild anymore. Cool. It feels pretty good.
There you go. So the last thing that we wanted to talk about then is Wintersday is coming. I mean, we see all these things coming in. It is December. We've got all these things coming into the gem store, the finishers and the gliders that are going to be coming soon. Are you excited about Wintersday?
I don't know. Holiday events and games. I never really play holiday events and MMOs. No.
Not even in Guild Wars 1?
I farmed holiday events in Guild Wars 1 for gold.
Well, you know,
but I never played them just because, like, yeah, I love Wintersday. No, that wasn't me.
Yeah. I get you. Last year, the little loot bags would give you so many of those frost harvesting tool boxes.
Yeah. I just finished using the last of mine.
I haven't had to buy harvesting tools for a year, and I still have like a stack of like 40 or 50.
Wow.
From the presents last year. Yeah. So it's like, okay. I'm kind of hoping that they temp down some of the spammy rewards that we got last year. Like, we got a lot of the skins, like the silly Wintersday skins. That drop like the little silly sword or whatever.
Yeah.
The toy staff. And some of the inscriptions and recipes for things that they were like dropping like water. So I'm kind of hoping that they balance that out, because it got a bit insane. I mean, you still have like tiny snowflakes going for, I think now they're up to like 5 or 6 copper on the trading post. So kind of hoping they don't just flood the market.
Yeah, and usually initially the only inspiration for me to play the holiday events was the achievement points, but since then I'm over achievement points. I don't care about them anymore. So I really don't find myself doing holiday events. I didn't do Halloween at all this year.
Yeah, but Halloween was weird because it
came out with Heart of Thorns.
So.
Yeah, Halloween had some cool items this year too, but I was just like,
and I totally ignored it.
Yeah, I did too. I was like, if I really want them, I'll buy them for gold later.
I guess, or get them next year, because they'll be back.
That's what I did because I have the crossing. That's what I did with the crossing. I just bought it for 200 gold one day.
Yeah, no, I actually waited until the following Halloween to get some materials. I ended up crafting it, but... Wow. Yeah. I was excited. That was the first, thing. That was my first legendary, quote unquote, because it's an exotic. But it's just that staff is awesome. I love it. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how much time we spend in. I always feel like I never have enough time to spend in Wintersday, just because Christmas is happening at the same time, and there's like different family things that I like go to, and different holiday parties, and so it's like no time to play.
Nope.
Lander says, I envy people who can just say, oh, I just dropped 100 gold and it's nothing. I know.
It definitely wasn't nothing. Listen, that was at that time, that was my money for like months, and then it was gone. And then I was poor for a long time. Yeah. And then the Silver Waste came out, and I wasn't poor anymore.
Yeah, Silver Waste kind of sets you up for life, I think.
It does. I actually am broke now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Disappointing ending to that story.
Yeah. Twilight made me a little bit broke.
Yeah, like I had to sell Ectos to buy the Merciless longbow skin that I wanted, because it was like 70.
Because you weren't gonna go and do the RNG for the ticket.
No, I refuse to do that.
Yeah. And now is the time to get those skins, because they're still available. So
they're still for one ticket.
Yeah, so you'll usually see the one ticket skins go for like around 75 gold.
Yeah, and some of them, like, I was actually really surprised at how cheap they were for how good they looked, because usually the better looking sets go for like 90 to 100 when they're one ticket. So I got it for 68, which was a really good deal for a Black Lion item.
Yeah.
So yeah, look on the trading post at those, see if there's any you want.
I'm one of those people that will get the skins with the tickets and then leave them in my bank, wait till the price goes up, and then sell them.
I have a guildie who does the Black Lion collections, and he maxes out. You know, he's got the full set of several the Black Lion, because you get like, I think it's like 7 or 10 free tickets for completing one of those collections. So once you've got one, you've got the ball rolling, because you've got half of it done.
Yeah,
so
you're addicted then.
that's the thing some people do who are crazy.
It's all right. It's their joy.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, but basically, Black Lion weapon skins that were sitting in my bank bought me Dusk, so that I could finish Twilight. So
yeah, getting them and save for one ticket and saving them is a good call, because they'll go for anywhere from 300 to 600 gold. Like, I have the Aetherized pistol that I bought for 180 gold back when it was one ticket, and it's now worth like 1,000 gold. So, but I can't sell it because I skinned it. So that's the thing. It makes me feel good that I got it when I did.
Yeah. Terracel in chat asks if Edge of the Mist is a really quick way to level up for newer accounts compared to doing just 100% on maps.
Edge of the Mist will level you up quicker than map completion will. Absolutely.
Yeah, but they have nerfed the rewards and the ranking up in Edge of the Mist, I believe.
Have they? I mean, for world ranking,
I haven't
maybe.
touched it, so.
I don't know if they have for XP. For world ranking, I imagine they might have, because world ranking was insane in Edge of the Mist. But XP still might be pretty good for leveling up.
Yeah. So there you go. Well, I think that's all we wanted to cover this week, guys.
Yeah. Did we manage a whole show, just the two of us?
We just the two of us.
Wow.
No, don't say just the two. You know what though? We don't want to give Rowan incentives for just crapping out on us. Let him manage his stress, and then he can come back.
That's true.
And keep us on track.
Yeah, Rowan, we need you next time, buddy.
That's right. All right.
Yeah.
So, guys, that's going to be it for us for this week. Tune in every Sunday, 8 p.m. GMT, 12 p.m. Pacific time. We're live here on Twitch every week. And we'll be back next week. No idea what we'll be talking about. We are going to be going on holiday hiatus in a couple of weeks, but we'll let you know when that happens. But we will be back next week, and hopefully Rowan will be back. And, yeah, we'll see you next time.
See you guys.
All right, bye, everyone. Thanks for joining us.